I've had the Ducati Monster 796 S2R for about a month now. I'm just going to talk through like how it's been owning. It's my first Ducati, first big bike, and yeah, driving it just generally. So I live in a town. I want to talk about the pros and the cons. I'll get out there and tell you on the road so you'll see it, but yeah, I'm going to tell you the differences, like what I found driving it in town and then driving it on good roads like this. There's some massive differences, and just sort of what I found generally for it. I mean, I guess a lot of people will be thinking about getting a bike like this, a big bike, a naked bike. Yeah, no, I'll just talk about my experiences. So what I'll say before I get on the road, I'll talk about the costs of like maintenance and things. Now, obviously 1 month, you think there wouldn't be much, and to be honest, there wouldn't, there's not had to have been, but I noticed in the service history, mine hadn't had the timing belts changed or the Desmo service, the valve clearances checked for at least a few years, or as far as aware, a few years. It might have been done, but I had no evidence of that. So I took it to a Ducati garage to get it done. Now in Thailand, obviously things are a bit cheaper than in the West, so I'll mention the price. I had the Desmo service, so the timing belts changed. It didn't need an actual service like the oil changing or the air filter, oil filter, because that had been done before I bought it. So just having the timing belts done and the valve clearance checks, that actually only cost me just under 8,000 baht, which I'll put on the screen in pounds and dollars. So yeah, not too expensive here. So if you're thinking about getting a big bike like this, if you're in a country like Thailand, or maybe you're in Thailand, yeah, like service cost wise, it's really not, there's no problems, because that's like the major thing that puts off a lot of people getting them in Western countries. I know something like that, it would have cost like £1,000 or something in a Western country. So here, that's not really, it's not a deal breaker. So yeah, I would say if you're thinking about that, reading on forums, and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to get a big bike because of that, if you're in a country like this, it's really no big deal. Yeah, so I'll get out on the road and just show you sort of driving a bit, talk about how it is. But yeah, the main reason I bought it, I can kind of show you here, is just the looks and the sound. I just love how it looks, I love how it sounds. Obviously that is not disappointing. If anything, it's even better than what I thought before buying it. Not so much the looks, obviously it looks how it looks, but yeah, the sound, it just sounds ridiculous. Hopefully that'll come across on camera, but there's no guarantee with that. It's hard to get the sound right. It's so loud that it's hard to get my voice onto a camera without the engine noise or the exhaust noise just drowning it out. But yeah, I should say there's been no problems at all driving it, like mechanically or anything like that. I know it's only a month, but you never know when a bike's been standing before it's sold. Yeah, no problems at all. So yeah, let's get on the road now, show you a bit about the bike. Right, I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons of owning a Ducati Monster as your first bike, and also if you live in a busy area. So I'm going to show you the cons first. It's an obvious one, that's driving around town. I'm used to driving small bikes like this one in front. I've had little bikes like this, you know, little scooters for like 12 years, and obviously if you're in town they're perfect. So you get a bigger bike like this, and yeah, the negative you notice straight away is just, you start to notice how slow everyone drives. And the issue with this bike specifically is the gearing is quite long. So yeah, you kind of, when you're in town, you're just constantly in between first and second gear. A lot of people online have said about replacing the front sprocket with a 14-tooth sprocket, which apparently shortens the gear ratio and makes it better. But you might notice on the video, it's a bit jumpy in first gear. This bike, it kind of rattles a bit. So yeah, that's a bit of a con, a bit of a negative. Also, the other one I'll mention is the mirrors. You'll notice the mirrors. Now, I should say I will get onto the pros pretty soon. Once I get out of town, you'll see where this bike is really good. When you're in a busy area though, yeah, it can be a bit of a nightmare. It's a bit difficult, just weaving in and out of traffic. You know, you've got very slow traffic. Anything less than like say 20 miles an hour, which here you get a lot of, it just isn't comfortable driving at that kind of speed. But once you get a little gap, you never get much of a gap here. There's always someone pulling out, or you never quite know what's going on. Yeah, so it's just always in between first and second gear. So yeah, that's a bit of a con. One thing I don't like. Yeah, the other one I was going to say, the mirrors. So the standard, the stock mirrors that come with a Monster, everyone replaces them. And mine were replaced with these handlebar mirrors, and you just can't quite get the right angle. You can never quite see what's going on, which really isn't ideal when you're driving in the city like this. I'm not sure what's happening here. Yeah, I mean, you can see you're always going slow. You're always just first gear, second gear. Yeah, the handlebar mirrors are a bit of a nightmare, but I've tried buying some other ones that I just can't get. I just can't quite get it right. I think it's because there's so many vibrations on this bike that you get all the mirrors and they just kind of get shook around so much that yeah, they just kind of come out of place. But I mean, you can see the speed, you see the power. I mean, this is where this bike's brilliant. Got to be careful here. There's loads of monkeys on the side of the road. I don't know if you can see them, but the monkeys sometimes just run across the road, so you've got to watch it a bit. Yeah, so this bike is the 796, Ducati 796. It's the S2R. It's like a limited edition one. Really, the same as any other same as any other 796 ABS. And once you get it going, it's absolutely brilliant. One thing I will say, it's ridiculously loud. I've got the Termione pipes, well, full system. So yeah, it is loud. That's why it's tricky to get the audio right. You'll notice here with how long the gears are going up this hill. I have to do it in first gear because it's just, I mean, it is quite a steep hill. You can't get into second on the big hill like that. You can't do a standing start from second in second gear as well. Like the gears really are quite long. But to be honest, once you're out of town though, then that suddenly becomes an asset. I'll say fuel consumption wise, something I've noticed, I wasn't sure what the fuel consumption was going to be like on a bike like this. I've been getting about, I think I worked out, about 55 miles to the gallon. That's English gallon, like imperial, what do you call it, British imperial gallon. So for any Americans, I think 55 miles per gallon for American gallons, it works out like 40 something, probably 45 to the gallon, something like that. But basically it's not bad. It's really not bad for a bike with this kind of performance. You can't complain. Yeah, so in town, it's not, I'd say it's not that great, but then as soon as you get out of town, well, you'll see in a minute, it's where it excels. So then we'll get on to the pros. Yeah, I'm going to try and get on some quieter roads. This road's pretty quiet. Tell the sound of the bike is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, that was basically what sold me on it, was the looks and the sound. Now, obviously it looks good. The sound, it's even better in person. Like, you can't get it to come across properly on camera. Like when you drop down a gear, or like when you bring the clutch out, it's absolutely crazy. Just like you just hear it like pop in, and yeah, it just sounds good. Like this, it's just really comfortable. You know, you can. I mean, I don't drive fast, but if ever I'm on a road, you know, where you go a bit quicker, it feels great. Like, it just feels comfortable. It's always smooth, even at higher speeds. I've noticed on the motor, I'm going to a motorway in a minute. Like, it just feels smooth. You can go right up to. I've not gone any faster than about 140, 150 kilometers per hour. It's all in kilometers on here, but that's about 80 or 90, and it feels completely smooth. It's just really planted, like you know, it just feels good. And for me, coming from smaller bikes, I'm used to bikes where you go up to say 50 miles per hour, let's say like 90 or 80 kilometers per hour, and suddenly you feel unstable. But yeah, on this, it's not the case. I have to contend with here is the road conditions. You know, down here you get like sandy areas. I think there's like a concrete factory up there, so you get all sorts of crap on the road. So you know, I kind of can't hammer it like you might want, like you might really want to. Also, you get a lot of stray dogs and things around here, so you do have to deal with that. So this road, wide open. I'm loving this bike. Like, you just open it up and it's almost like it will go as fast as I dare to go, which isn't as fast as the bike will go. You know, it's just like absolutely flies. Because the gears are long, this is where, I mean, I was complaining earlier about the gears being long when you're in town. But when you're on roads like that and you just pull it, you know, they get up to about, it goes over 100 kilometers per hour in seconds. Third, I've never had the force to go to the top of third. I mean, I don't know where it stops. Well, I'm sure it'll go up to about 150 in third if you're really blasted. This is where the mirrors aren't great. I can't really see what's in the lane next to me, so it's a bit awkward pulling out. I suppose that's where you need to just go fast. You go faster than everyone else, you don't need mirrors. This is brilliant for it. I mean, right now I'm in 4, like 4,000 RPMs. Wow, I'm catching up with the traffic. I mean, I've hardly been into 6, like you just don't need it. Like 5th gear, normally if you're cruising about, say, miles per hour, like say 70 miles per hour, 5th gear is good. 4th is fine up to like 100 k's, so 60 miles an hour. A bit confusing with the speedo being in k's. I normally use miles per hour, so yeah, I kind of just convert it. But yeah, right now, 4th, I mean, this is super smooth, going 90 k's, so that's like, what, like 55 miles per hour. This is perfectly smooth. I mean, if you'll get out of the way, I'm going to do a U-turn and come back the other way. So with a bit of luck, in a minute I'll demonstrate margin high speed. One thing I will say is, well, if you live somewhere where the road conditions aren't great, like here, the big tyres on this, got real fat tyres, really smooth out some of the imperfections. Sometimes get some like gouges out of the road over here, and you know, having the fat tyres it just smooths that out a bit. This kind of speed, although obviously it's just a naked bike, there's not much wind protection. It's still very planted. I mean, right now there's 50, what, 4,000 RPM. So it's like 110 k's, just moving on. That's in 5th, we went from like 110 to 130, it's just instant. It's a rare journey in 6th right now. Planted, it really feels smooth. This is sick. I'm backing off a bit, so I'm going to turn off in a minute. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, you're about to see the advantage of living somewhere where there's basically no road laws. Well, there are, but no one cares. Don't drive the wrong way of the motorway at home. Top tip for today. A couple of dinosaurs at the side of the road, as you do. Yeah, this road is crazy. You'll see in a minute while I come in. Right, so we've got 50 kilometers per hour, so 30 miles per hour in second gear, and just over 3,000 RPM. So let's open it up. that top and second gear, that was like 110, 115. Just gets up to it instantly. So yeah, power wise, I mean, it's an 803cc bike, but honestly I don't know why you need any more. It's yeah, it's pretty quick. Started, I thought, you know, it's a Monster, I'm in the right place. If you're wondering what this is, I have no idea. You get these weird places in Thailand where they just, you know, why not just have a load of dinosaurs at the side of the road? So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, overall, I would say the Ducati Monster, if you're thinking, would I buy it again, or like, do I regret it? No, I think it's awesome, especially for when I've done a few longer journeys. It's been really good, and I am planning on driving to Cambodia. I'm looking forward to that. Something you couldn't do on a smaller bike. And yeah, on the big roads, as you saw them when I'm driving, it's absolutely brilliant. You know, the long gearing is awesome for that. I am tempted by that 14-tooth sprocket in town, and apparently it doesn't really diminish how it is on the big road. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, overall, that's the Monster. Give you an idea of how it is in my first month. Yeah, pop a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.